You think you're making choices. You think you're deciding who to love, how to react, how to earn money, when to rest, how to argue, how to succeed. But what if you're not choosing? What if you're repeating? Not consciously, not intentionally, but automatically. Most people don't design their adult life. They reenact their early life, and they don't see it. Because repetition feels like personality. It feels like this is just who I am. But identity is often automation. And automation feels natural.
Hi, I'm Irene. Welcome to Beyond Survival. This is a space where we slow down and learn how to feel safe in our own lives again.
Today, I want to show you something that might feel uncomfortable. But if you understand this, it will change how you see everything. You are not randomly living your life. Your nervous system is repeating what it learned before you had language, before you had logic, before you had conscious memory. And until you interrupt that repetition, it runs you. Between birth and about 7 years old, your brain operates in highly absorbent states. You are not analyzing reality, you are absorbing it. Children do not choose beliefs. They download emotional patterns. They learn what love feels like, what safety feels like, what conflict feels like, what money, success, and rest feels like. Not conceptually, physiologically. If your home was tense, your body learned tension. If affection was inconsistent, your body learned pursuit. If success brought pressure, your body learned that achievement equals stress. If calm was temporary before chaos, your body learned not to relax fully. These patterns were not decisions. They were adaptations. Adaptation keeps children connected. Connection equals survival. So your nervous system did what it had to do, and it memorized it. That memorized pattern becomes baseline. Baseline becomes identity. Identity becomes automatic. That is the 95%. Let's make this real. If you grew up walking on eggshells, you may now over-explain yourself. You may apologize quickly. You may monitor tone constantly. You may think, I'm just sensitive, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're trained. If you grew up needing to earn love through achievement, you may now feel restless when you're not productive. You may think you're ambitious, but maybe you're bracing. If you grew up where conflict meant rejection, you may now shut down during disagreements. You may think, I just don't like drama, but maybe your nervous system equates disagreement with danger. We call this personality traits, but many are actually survival strategies. And survival strategies, repeated for decades, feel like identity. You don't wake up and decide, today I will sabotage a stable relationship. You don't consciously decide, I will undercharge again. I will overwork again. I will choose someone emotionally unavailable again. Your nervous system recognizes familiarity. and familiarity feels like chemistry. Let's talk about relationships, because this is where repetition becomes obvious. If love in your childhood felt tense, chaotic, or inconsistent, calm love may feel boring. Be honest with yourself. Have you ever met someone stable, kind, emotionally available, and felt nothing? Not excitement, not intensity, just neutrality, and then later find yourself drawn to someone unpredictable. That's not stupidity. That's familiarity. Your nervous system recognizes emotional tone before your brain analyzes compatibility. If you grew up in tension, tension feels alive. If you grew up chasing affection, chasing feels romantic. You think it's chemistry, but chemistry is often recognition, and recognition is repetition. When someone calm enters your life, your body might feel slightly unsettled because calm was not what love felt like early on, and your nervous system chooses familiar over healthy until you interrupt it. Now, let's talk about money. If money conversations in your home were tense, fear-based, unstable, your body encoded money as stress. So now, even when you earn more, you feel uneasy. You may overspend when you feel stable. You may undercharge when you feel confident. You may create urgency when none exists. Because stability feels foreign. Foreign feels unsafe. So your nervous system recreates what it recognizes: financial chaos. Not because you want chaos, but because chaos feels known. You don't sabotage consciously. You return to baseline. And baseline was formed early. If success in childhood meant pressure, high expectations, fear of failure, then success equals tension in your body. So when things go well, your system increases stress automatically. You create urgency. You overwork. You cannot enjoy calm achievement because calm achievement does not match the imprint. You only feel safe when you are bracing. That's automation, not ambition. You cannot out-motivate a nervous system pattern because motivation is conscious. Repetition is embodied. You can promise yourself, I'll choose differently. But when triggered, the body fires before the mind reasons. That's why affirmations don't override patterns, because identity lives in regulation, not language. If the body does not feel safe, the old script runs every time. Beyond survival means interruption, not suppression. Interruption. When you notice yourself drawn to tension, pause. When calm feels boring, pause. When stability feels uncomfortable, pause. In that pause, you regulate. Long exhale. Relax shoulders. Soften your jaw. Let your body experience calm without threat. Repeatedly. Because repetition builds the old identity and repetition builds the new one. Identity shifts when experience shifts. not when thoughts shift. You are not broken. You are repeating. And repetition can change. 95% of your life may be automatic, but automatic does not mean permanent. You are allowed to update what once protected you. You are allowed to experience love without tension, success without pressure, money without panic, rest without guilt. But your nervous system must practice safety long enough for it to feel familiar. That is how identity rewrites. That is how patterns break. That is how you move beyond survival.